Okay, the next section here is about the NC Parcels project. Uh, our first speaker was going to be Kat Clifton from Davidson County. Unfortunately, she sends her regrets, the family issue. She has to be in South Carolina today, but she is the GIS analyst and developer at Davidson County. So she's chair of the local government committee. You'll be seeing more of her. Just sorry she couldn't make it herself. So I'm going to pinch hit since I helped put this content together. So why do we care about statewide parcels, statewide standardized parcels? Well, just for example, I wanted to show you a query. If you were looking for parcels that are 30 acres and larger in a multi-county region, adjacent counties, what would you do? Let's say this example here was Chatham, Harnett, and Lee counties where they come together. That's the yellow county boundary there over the ortho imagery. So if you were using web viewers in those three counties, you could do that. I mean, the best, most detailed, latest information is available from these county map viewers. But as you can see, there are three different designs and versions. You could get the Harnett part, the Lee part, or the Chatham part. Individually, they all look a little bit different, different symbology, all great information. But you'd have to open up these three, and if you want to do queries, explore them, you'd have to use three different queries. The parcels here in the pink or magenta boundaries in this same Chatham, Lee, and Harnett area, those are available as a map service or as downloadable data for all with the same fields. You could do one query to cover all of those counties together. So it's really about the data field. It's not about the geometry. We're talking about the data fields here. For example, what's the size of the parcel in acres? Well, we've seen almost 100 different versions of how to name the field that represents the calculated acres. So you'd have to do a query for each county, do research on the field definitions. In this, here's another example of a multi-county area: Rowan, Davidson, Montgomery, and Stanley. Selecting those parcels that are 30 acres or larger. Those are in green. The gray are the smaller. But that was done with one query with a web feature service from the Parcels project. So it's convenient for people doing multi-county work. It's a little bit about the parcel transformer. Lines that make up the boundaries of the parcels are stored often in a geospatial geodatabase, for example, or in shapefiles. But the attributes typically come out of a tax system so that they're joined to the geometry, to the boundaries. And for the Parcels project, they're exported as a shapefile. So this is an example of some of the data fields that are standardized. We have standard field headings and definitions. So these are some of the core parcel data element definitions from what we call the master schema, to which local data sets are translated. These are more of the standard fields at the working group for seamless parcels. John Bridges is one of the co-chairs that they developed. The attributes are designed to answer questions such as who owns the property, what's the site address, how large, are there one or more structures, what's the land value and building value, when was the last sale, and how is the property used. These are the sorts of questions when you're exploring, trying to learn more about a location for any number of purposes. Aside from having good quality data that you want to share with everyone, another requirement is to operate the NC Parcel Transformer. You need an NC ID to do that. You're authenticated because if you take on the role of the county data manager, say for Davidson County, you get authenticated and approved to manipulate the data for Davidson only. We don't want other people coming in there and modifying data from a certain county. It's fairly easy to get an NC ID. There's a county administrator in each of the counties that can help you get that. And you can always contact the project team for more information about that. So I want to show you how this tool works. Get this. Okay, I couldn't type. Okay, so the idea is to translate fields from the county source, any of the 100 counties, any and all, and translate those. So this is what the interface looks like when you log in. If you've got your NCID, go to groups, parcels. This is set up so other types of data sets could be done here. And let's go to counties. Let's look at Davidson County, which was Katz County. We're set up for here. Thank you. Why is it so yellow? Okay, there we are. You know, I'm going to go back to the slides. Sorry. I can't see it. Okay, I'm on the carbon cloud. Thanks. This is not live. This is canned. All right, so I went to Davidson County, and I opened up one of the translations. This is an alternate parcel number that can be selected from the source name. It's matched up with the target name, which is a standardized name. So we're not changing the geometry at all. We're just modifying or translating from one county to another. Now, all 100 counties have a translation model that's set up. If their data set, their source data doesn't change, if no field names change, or if they don't add any fields, it just runs. You here select the shapefile in 4 parts. Only need 4 parts of it, and hit the go button, and it's transformed. When the transformation is complete, it will exist as a job in the transformer. The transformed shapefile is available for download as a job, a zip file that you review before the data is published, and we'll explain what happens after the data is published. For the EPA, which helped fund this project originally, there is a web feature service coming out of the Carbon Cloud that goes to the EPA Exchange Network. Okay, so in addition, these polygons, and there's a point file that's generated as a point within each polygon, usually the center point, but if it's an odd shape, it's somewhere within the polygon. Same standardized fields that are translated from the source file. So you get polygons and points, metadata with all the field descriptions and definitions, and it gets into NC1 map, which is what we'll explain next. So here are the web feature service is nc.carboncloud.net/WFS, funded by a US EPA grant. But next we're going to talk about the NC1 map geospatial portal and how you can get access to the downloadable data and web services. So next up, Brett Spivey of Center for Geographic Information and Analysis. He's the NC1 map applications developer. He's been with CGI since 2000 and has prior experience in the private sector. He's also doing a great job with the technical aspects today. Brett, where are you? Okay. Brett, we're ready for you, man. That is yellow. on the slide.
Well, it's the screen of the projector. I don't know.
Any questions at this point? Before we talk about how you get access to it. I think some of you have heard about this project in previous conferences and workshops and so forth. We do have 100 counties populated, 99 with data from 2016. There'll be a spring update, trying to do twice a year. We'll be sending out word to the data managers, reminders in the spring, probably starting March, April, to put in another version of your standardized parcels. Well, all 100 counties were in 2015. Yeah. And 99 were updated in 2016. No comment. Things happen. There's staff turnover in some counties. There's changes in the computer-assisted mass appraisal systems, the tax systems, change in GIS. I mean, there are things that can interrupt a twice-a-year update. Yeah, the attributes of the question is the transformation date in the data. And there is a field included now, TRANS, trans F date. That's the date that it was translated from the county source. And usually it's a short turnaround between receiving the data from the county and running the translation and publishing it. Good question.